Hi, Rich Carrubba for bowlingball.com. Let's talk about finding your bowling target. Now, if you're a new bowler, kind of a beginner, or someone just now getting involved in competitive bowling, and you haven't had a chance really to work with a certified coach and dig in more deeply into learning how to line up initially on the lane and what to select as a target, where to stand on the approach, and so on. There's some quick tips that we can give you to help you with that. But please, we advise you read our article here at Bowlversity section of the bowlingball.com site. So it'll itemize this information a little more detailed. But let me get right to it. We all see the bowling arrows about 15 feet past the foul line. Well, we like you to select the second arrow from the edges of the lane. If you're left-handed, you would use the second arrow in from the edge of the lane on the left side, and opposite for right-handed, you use the second arrow from the right edge of the lane. And that's about 10 boards in from the edge of the lane. And then correspondingly, when you stand on the approach, you see the guide dots on the approach, and there's 3 sets of them, all the way back of the approach, 12 feet from the foul line and up near the foul line. And the center guides all correspond and line up on the same board, and you can even trace them down the lane to the arrows, the bowling arrows set in triangular formation 15 feet past the foul line. If you're going to use the second arrow, put your sliding foot or your sliding toe. If you use the center of your shoe to line up, you want to stand perhaps right on the center dot. And that means that we'd like you to slide on the center dot after you finish walking to the foul line, so you would have to walk pretty straight. If you walk an angle, if you walk away left or right, you'll have to compensate where you start. We don't like to see bowlers drift more than a couple of boards when they're new bowlers, unless you get supervised by a coach and you understand exactly what your walking pattern is to the foul line from playing any angle on the lane. It takes a little work to really be able to control that, so try to walk a straight line. If you slide into the center dot at the foul line and you release the ball at the second arrow, it probably won't hit the pocket if you throw a perfectly straight ball, but if you throw it down and in with a moderate hook, we call that up the boards delivery, then you will hit the pocket. You may have to adjust slightly depending on the amount of oil on the lanes at the time of day you're bowling and when the company does its lane maintenance, whether it's mornings or just before league play, for example. So those are some tips that you want to do. So you want to stand on the center dot, slide in the center dot, use the second arrow, and then you can make adjustments accordingly. Now, there's several types of adjustments that you should make or you can make, and one of them is ratio or parallel adjustments. And we have articles in Bowlversity that address that, but typically you'd move your feet and your target parallel in the same direction, one way or the other, depending on how much friction you need to pick up. If you need the ball to hook more, you move toward the edge of the lane. If you need it to slide more toward the center of the lane, move your feet and target together, and that usually helps. We've got a little chart for you, or a little graphic, not a graphic, but some information on the article, Finding Your Bowling Target, which can help you get started. It's a good basis on most bowling centers around the country for you new bowlers, but by all means, get to your local pro shop operator if he's your person guiding you and developing in your career. There are certified bowling coaches in virtually every metropolitan area of the United States, so you want to check for a certified coach, someone that's trained professionally to take new bowlers and teach them how to line up on the lanes, where to select a target, how to walk to the foul line and deliver and hit the target, so ultimately you can hit the pocket to develop the ability to throw strikes and also to make adjustments for spare shooting. Hope some of this information helps you. Check out the article, and thanks for visiting.